I just felt something cold here.
Ooh.
And then when I looked in the rearview mirror, it was a guy who was holding a 38 to my neck.
What is a 38?
It's
Sounds
those
like a
small
gun.
guns, yeah, a revolver, small. I'm like, oh my God. Okay.
I'm Carol Ofori, and this is The Comeback, a podcast about resilience, healing, and the strength it takes to keep moving forward.
Zamani started his journey as a petrol attendant at just 20 years old. He's been a waiter, worked in construction, and even drove taxis. But through it all, he never let his circumstances define him. Today, he is the founder and CEO of Bayeni Holdings, consulting for some of the biggest names in South African music and major labels like Universal Music Africa and Def Jam Africa. Now, this is a story of grit. It's about growth and rising through the grind. This is The Comeback with me, Carol Ofori, and this is Zamani Ndimande's story. Welcome to The Comeback.
Hey, welcome. Finally.
You get to sit down. I've been watching your story from afar, but I guess for those who don't know the humble beginnings, the challenges, everything that just got you to the point you are at now, will you walk us through that time in Umlazi, our section?
You know, Carol, that was the darkest time of my career or my life, because when you are in the location or in the hood, the only people that we look up to, unfortunately, are the people who are doing wrong, you know. We've got the uncles with the 5 Series, you know, who are doing CIT, who are doing this. They're the ones with the nice clothes, nice cars, nice houses, you know.
Yeah.
And they have like DSTV, something that we didn't have,
Right.
and TV. So when growing up, I just made a decision, from my background, because there's a saying from where I'm from, if you don't make it out,
Yeah.
you'll make it out with the casket.
Sure. That's quite profound and scary.
Yes, to give you an idea, I had about 11 friends.
Yeah. Growing up.
Yes. Tight. Played soccer, did everything. We are 2 that were alive, and we are both living in Johannesburg. All the other 9 have passed away, either by substance, being shot, hijacking, robbery, or 1 is in jail. So 3 of us are alive, 1 is in jail. So growing up in Umlazi was, now that I think about it, it was the hardest part of my life, because Umlazi, I grew up in a 4-room house. There were about 10 of us in the house.
Now, for those who don't understand, a 4-room house, we're talking about 1 bedroom.
Yes.
And the rest is a kitchen or a
And
lounge.
a small lounge in the bathroom, and you have a room. I don't even call that thing a room. I don't know what you call it. So small. But our parents, my granny and my mother, were used to sleep in the big room. Then the small room, was for my siblings and my cousins and other people who were in the house.
So 10 people.
So 10 people. But in essence, we were really, really struggling. We were like bottom of the barrel when it came to many people. So coming up out of Umlazi, it was a defining moment, Carol.
What was the first job you got?
The first job I got was there's a garage opposite our house. It's called Lefty's Garage. It's a total garage. I was washing toilets there.
Okay. And
So-
you were how old at this age?
I think I was around 10. So our granny had a great relationship with the garage owner. The garage owner used to give us milk, bread and all these things, and in exchange
You
we
clean.
would go and work there with my cousins growing up. So coming out of Umlazi, as I was saying, Carol, it was a defining moment for me. I'll never forget this policeman, Begi Dlamini. I'll never forget that guy. So as we were growing older, thinking that we were clever, we were hanging around the wrong people. One day we were sitting at a corner, and cops in plain clothes came in, and they wanted somebody who was sitting with us, and they arrested everybody.
Oh, no.
Arrested everybody. And I was sitting there. I was frozen. I didn't know what to do.
And how old do you think you were?
15, 16.
Oh, my goodness. Arrested
17.
already at that age?
Montclair police station. My mom will remember the story. She cried for days. Then this guy, Bayeni, comes up to me and he says, you're a decent young man. Why are you sitting with these crooks? And I said, I don't know that they are crooks. I don't know. They are just friends.
Yeah, they're my friends.
And he's like, no. He said, I'm going to give you a chance. You stop sitting with these people or you'll find yourself on the wrong side of the law. Who's your father? I told him who my father was. So my father was a bit famous because also he was a taxi driver back then. And he worked at a bottle store. Then my father came. Hey, that man gave me a beating all my life.
Oh, no.
I've never gotten a beating like that in my life. So after that, then I took the decision to say, no, let me be the boring one. Let me be the one that goes to church, sit at home, and don't do all the things and play soccer, even though I was not that good. But it kept me busy. And then my father got a bit of sense, and then we moved to Montclair. I went to a school called New Forest High School. For the first time in my life, I saw sitting with white people now. In class, we're wearing proper uniform. There's time to go into school now. Now you have to carry a bag. There's a homework room. There's detention. There's this. And I was like, okay, I want to live this life for the rest of my life. I never want to see my family struggle. Anyone in my family struggle. I want to live this life for the rest of my life. But how do I do that? Then a friend of mine called Mandla. We're not friends anymore because he chose a different path of life. Came to me and he said to me, in passing, he said to me, why don't you register a company and, do something with your life? You don't be like us, you are decent. I said, this guy's crazy. Where have you seen a black man with a company?
Right.
Crazy. And then I registered the company and I left it. I left it for a very long time because I was in the taxi business now. Hey, Carol.
It's another world, huh?
Hey, I pray God saves us.
that much of another world.
It's another world, Carol.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's another world. It's a dark force, man. The taxi business. There's something spiritually that needs to be done there, more than governance. Something spiritual, because that place, when it's got you, Carol, you never leave. A few of us left, and those who left either made it or they didn't, or they passed away, because the taxi business gives you this facade of power. Even if you're a driver or a conductor, gives you this facade of power. Because why? You get money every day. You never broke. Every day you have money. When the girlies, sorry baby, it was way before your time. Way before your time. When the girlies used to come, you have money for streetwise too. You have money for, movies.
Ice cream.
Yeah, at the workshop there. We used to go to the workshop for ice cream, Now the steers were coming out with those, what are those ice creams, Carol? With the spoon.
Okay.
Not the those new ice creams now.
Yeah, the spoon. Okay.
Steers. Now we're going to Steers. No more KFC ice cream. So that taxi business captures you in that way. And when you wake up, you have wasted 10 or 15 years of your life as a young person being here. Because I out of all the jobs that I've done, I've always went back to the taxi business. Always, Carol. I remember when I was working in construction. So while I was a taxi driver on Sundays, I used to work at construction. I don't know.
Building, literally a bricklayer.
Yes, bricklayer, but I was not qualified. So what I used to do is, during the week, I would be doing this construction thing, building and doing whatever, not knowing what we're doing. But there was something called a pay slip. I'm like, hey, but now what's this thing now? Right. Now I have to have an account. This guy doesn't want to give us money in our hands.
Right.
He has to account. I'm like, oh, okay. But no, man, this thing is coming monthly.
Yeah.
When I get paid on the 31st, by the 3rd, I'm broke.
Right.
So what's the substitute? Taxi business.
Right. Because it's cash every day.
Every day.
Never thought of it like that.
Every day. So, and the taxi business taught me how to handle money, taught me finances. I didn't go to school for finances. Taxi business taught me about customer service, taught me marketing, taught me about how to handle money. And then construction, month end, dead, I'm broke. What's the substitution? Go back to the taxi business.
Was it the same with the petrol attendant?
Everywhere I went. So now it's construction and taxi business. So what started happening, that's why I say that thing is so spiritual. I used to earn, I think, 1.5 a month, if I'm not mistaken, at the construction, 1.2. And then on Sundays, I used to make this money a day, in one day.
1.2, 1.5 a day.
We used to have sogis, I don't know what you call it in English.
Your socks.
Yeah, we used to put some in the socks there because the owner of the taxi is, used to murder us, wanting his money.
Right.
So I used to make 1.5, 1.2 a day. And I'm sitting and I'm thinking to myself, why am I in this construction business and it's taking me a month to make this money? By the third, it's finished. Let me just go back to this taxi.
Yeah.
Spiritual.
So what was the experience in the taxi business that made you realize, as much as this is quick money and you have it all the time, this is not what Zamani's future is going to be?
It was 24 June 1999 or 2000, I can't remember. Prince Mshieni coming out of Umlazi, V-section coming into Prince Mshieni. It was at night. I used to drive the most fanciest taxi. It used to call Changing Faces.
Okay.
Last load going to town because the owner used to live in Yellowwood Park. So you used to take a load to town and then drive empty to his house. Coming out, V-section, coming into Mshieni. And then 4 guys.
Slow down.
Yeah, slow down, we're going to town. And I look, I'm like, hey, 4 guys. And I'm calculating now, okay? With this money, I'm going to give my girlfriend 200 rand for this thing. I said, guys, jump in.
Oh, yeah.
A worst mistake of my life.
What happened?
So the 3 jump in, ne? The one stands outside and is acting like he's looking for something. So now I'm distracted. I'm looking at him. I'm saying, hey, brah, jump in. We need to go.
Let's go.
And he's like, no, man, wait. I think I forgot something. As soon as he said that, I just felt something cold here.
Ooh.
And then when I looked in the rearview mirror, it was a guy who was holding a 38 to my neck.
What is a 38?
It's
Sounds
those
like a
small
gun.
guns, a revolver, small revolver.
Okay.
Hey! I'm like, oh my God, okay, it's happening. Then, so the taxi, it was those old taxis with
The stick.
with the stick. So
Yeah.
it was still in gear. So shock, I took my leg off of the clutch.
Yeah.
And it jumped.
Yeah.
So this guy thought I was running away.
Oh, man.
And he pulled the trigger. I don't know how, Carol. I don't know how. But the bullet went past my head and it hit the windscreen.
And shattered the windscreen.
As it happened, I just said, God, if it's today, I'm repenting, my chief. I'm coming home.
Yeah.
I'm coming home. I was talking to myself like, I'm coming home. Today is the day. I feel it. And then the one outside says, no, don't kill him. No, don't kill him. Hey. And I'm sitting there and I'm praying. Then the one who's at the back, the older one says, no, we'll kill him when we get there. Show him the way to drive this thing out of Umlazi. Hey, I'm driving. Hey, Carol, I'm driving. I'm praying. We went to Spingo. I'm praying. We get to this field. Ne? We get to this field. Then everybody gets out. The females, males, everybody gets out. So now they're stripping the taxi of the sound, the mags. They're literally stripping it while we're
Whilst
there.
you're there.
And then the other one says, okay, Sharp, he's the only one who saw us. So let's do him fast and then let's move. The others didn't see us. He's the driver who saw my face. Let's do him fast and then let's move. There's a guy by the name of Sandile Mlambo. Now he's the head of Dark and Lovely, I think, if I'm not mistaken, marketing. Very good friend of mine. He was in the text. And Sandile turned around and he said, I also saw your face. Then you need to take my life also. Then it became like a chain. Like now everybody just turned
like
around.
the movies.
Yeah, like guy, let's do this thing, you know. Then there was this granny who was holding a Bible and she was praying. She was like, no, if we're all dying today, let me pray. And then this one says, Aish, there's an old lady, let's go. Then they left.
Wow.
That's not the bad part. That's not what made me quit.
Oh.
I walk for about 5Ks. I get somebody with the phone. I phone the owner. I say to him, hey, chief, this thing has happened. We are near Spingo. Da 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 da. Ne? Sharp. The guy comes and him and his brothers and other people, and then they take people, you know. And then they start delivering people, and then they put tires on the taxi. Then they say, I must drive this taxi back to the yard. I said, why not the excuse me. I said, why not the police station? No, and they said, no, let's go back to the yard. We're driving back to the yard, Carol, and then a voice says to me, hey, if you go into that yard, and then I'm thinking now, I'm like, yeah, hey, this thing is strange. Why are these people saying we must not go to the police station? And now there are guys that don't know now. They're also in the taxi now. And I could hear them talking. They're like, no, he's going to tell us the truth. They're whispering. No, he's going to tell us the truth. Don't worry. When he gets into the gate, just close the gate. This guy used to live in Yearwood Park. So I'm driving driving up Kenyon Howden. So Kenyon Howden, there's a bit of a stretch between ShopRite and a circle. By the circle, you take a left and you go into this guy's house. And then, I don't know where that bravery came from. Then I just stopped the taxi on the side, out of the blue. Then I said, you say you're going to do what to me? And then they got shocked. I said, you said you're going to do what? I said, do it now. I said, no, let's not wait for that. Let's do it now. No, chief. It's this guy, the owner. The owner said we must do A, B, C to you. So he thinks you're involved with this. I said, hey, let's not get to the yard. Let's do it now. I'm here. Let's do it. And then the one says, hey, now you are putting us in a predicament in Zulu. Hey, man, just fighting again. Hey, let's do it. If it's my time to go, let me go now. Let's not wait to get to the yard. And then they make a call to the owner. And they're like, no, man, this guy's not involved in this thing. And I could hear the owner saying, no, my taxis have never been hijacked. The guy says, no, this guy's not involved. Get to the yard, power of God. Get to the yard. And I just declared, and I said, God, if today's the day, take me. But let me feel no pain. But if today's not the day, I'm going to walk out there without a scratch. Get into the yard. Hey, now they're arguing now. Arguing. And then the owner says, man, just let this PS go. And then I walk out. It was a long walk from the top of Kenyon to Clearwood, where I wanted to get taxis. And that's the pinnacle. And I said, I'm never doing this thing ever again.
What did you learn?
I learned people are not loyal. That's the first thing. I learned that a person's life in the taxi industry is worth 5 cents. People can just decide now and say, Carol, cool, let's go. You leave your family, you leave your kids, you leave your wife, you leave your job, you leave everything. And I learned resilience to say, do it even when you are scared. There are business deals where I'm scared, or there are podiums I'm scared, but I do it even scared. I learned it there to say, if the opportunity presents itself, speak up. Do it even when you're scared. Even when you are shaking. Do it even when your voice is shaking. Do it. Go forward. Never backward.
So we are now out of the taxi. We've had this epiphany of life.
Yes.
And when did the business person, you started the business all those years back. Where did the business person start? Because you started going into the music industry, getting a name in that, and now consulting to some of the biggest music record companies. How did we get, it's crazy to think, here's a guy who nearly died in a taxi situation, and now he is like boss man around the world, around Africa,
man.
doing things in the music industry, a very tough industry, and you're doing it incredibly well. How do we get here?
So, just to fast forward, after that, the epiphany took me a month or two to get back on my feet. Met my friend Mandla again. Now he was doing tenders now. So he says to me, "Hey, Chief, where's the thing you registered?" I tell him. He says, "Have you been paying for CIPC?" I said, "No." He said, "Okay, let me pay. There's something small for the municipality of Durban, Etegwini municipality, that we used to deliver letters. Back then, councillors never used to have emails and WhatsApps and whatnot in groups. So he used to deliver physical letters. So he says to me, "No, because you have a small car, you used to have a Fiat. You have a small car, take this thing, it'll give you a source of income. Nangampela, help me fill the documents, everything, tax compliance. I got this tender. Hey, man, first time. Hey, now I'm getting these 15,000, 20,000. Life now is moving now. Okay, now I'm in the tender space. Not big tenders, but small tenders. I'm in that space now. I'm moving. Things are moving nicely." And then one day I met a guy I can use their real names. I met a guy by the name of Jabulo Sokel in the tender space. And he says to me, "No, there are big opportunities outside of Durban." I'm like, "Hey, bruh, I'm rolling in this thing. Let's go."
Let's go.
He takes me under his wing. We move to different provinces. And now I can see now another world now. Now there are people who are not speaking Zulu now, who can't speak what I'm speaking now. There are people who are eating different things, they're dressing differently. I'm like, okay, this is what the world looks like.
Right.
We got in, we move. And then, shout out. I can't start the story without shouting out Mr. Linda Spear, Mr. Magic.
Yeah.
That guy changed my life.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be where I am if it was not for that man. Man changed my life and got me back to God. Then he says, "I have a friend who's famous who I'm working with. Please don't bother him with pictures and whatnot. He's also in the space, but he's got business." So I'm like, "Hey, Chief, me, I don't care, famous or not. Me, I want money." Now I've tasted the money. So we meet Mr. Magic Linda Spear through this guy. And now I'm starstruck now. I'm like, I don't know what to do. I haven't been in the industry now. And then they are business partners. And then I don't know what happened between them, but they're still friends. But one chose another path and one chose another path. And there was an opportunity for me. I was at a crossroads to say, okay, do I go with this guy? Or do I go with the famous guy now?
Right.
Who thinks like me, and we're getting along and we're friends. I'm like, no, let me go with this guy. Go with this guy. And then I'm learning things about life, about being a man, about the business, and about the entertainment industry now. Wherever we're going, hey, this guy is known by everyone. Young, old. Hey, people are going crazy. We're going into KFCs. People are near fainting. I'm like, hey, I want this life. I wanted to be famous first. Then he says to me, I don't see you in this construction and whatnot businessman. It's like, I see you like more in the entertainment space, in our industry, cultural. And I'm like, hey, this guy wants to eat money by himself now. He's telling me other stories now. He's like, no, man, be my road manager. I'm like, what's a road manager?
Yeah, what's a road manager? Yeah.
He's like, no, you take care of me on the road, you drive me around, errands, and I pay you X much. And I'm saying, okay, I'm leaving
my tender
this tender business and coming here. He's like, yeah. He says, don't look at it now. But in 10, 15 years' time, you'll thank me. You'll be one of the greats. You'll be better than me. I'm like, this hot man. But I'm like, okay, let me respect him. Let me go. So we go around with him. I'm driving him. And Carol, when we meet like big people, he'd say, no, that's my boss. That's who you talk to. And I'll be in shock. I'm like, hey man, what's this guy saying? He's like, no. You pay that guy. He'll pay me. That's my boss. Don't speak to me about gigs, about anything, appearances. Speak to that guy. Now I'm starting to learn now the lingo now. I'm like, oh, okay, there's this thing. Oh, interviews. What's it? I ask him, what's the interview? He's like, no, when you go on radio or TV and I talk to somebody, do they pay? They're not you doing this thing.
Yeah.
He's like, no, it's for the betterment, you know. I'm like, oh, okay. Then we move. He opens doors, not asking for a single cent or anything, Carol.
Wow.
Opens doors. And then one day, he says to me, I'm moving back to Durban. But I'm going to leave you here in Joburg to push things this side. But I've just got family problems that I need to solve. But I'll be back. I'm saying, sharp. Before he leaves, he says to me, there's a friend of mine I need you to meet who'll mentor you even further in this music game. I'm like, oh, okay. Who's this guy? He says his name is Sipho Dlamini. Like, Sipho Dlamini. That sounds like a hood name. Who's that? He's like, no, you'll meet him. Then one day there's a meeting. We're meeting there. We're having coffee. And he says, no, this is Sipho. Yeah, I'm seeing a guy with glasses, this big guy. I'm like, this one is going to waste my time here. Who's this one with glasses? What does he know? Yeah. Me, I'm Linda Spears' manager.
It's like, okay.
Then Sipho says, hi, I'm Sipho Dlamini, CEO of Universal Music Africa. And then I just felt something.
Potato.
I like, sorry? He's like, no, I'm Sipho Dlamini, CEO of Universal Music Africa. Lovely to meet you. I'm like, oh, no, thank you. Then he says, where do you live? I say, in Randburg. He says, okay, our offices are in Rosebank. Can you come by the office tomorrow? I said, yes. He says, sharp. He says, I must meet him at 9. I was there at 7:30, waiting outside. He comes in with this nice Audi, comes in, offers me coffee. And he says, and he calls up his people, and he says, this guy is with me. Nobody asks him anything. This guy is here with me. When you say this guy, you see me. We understood. Then they said yes. And I didn't understand that. But he was putting his name behind me, you know, like an endorsement. Hey, now I'm sitting there in the lobby. I don't know what to do. But now I'm seeing Rebecca Malopo. Hey, man. I'm saying, lady, please, Smith Belt Mambaz. Hey, man. Sipho Sticks Mabuz. Hey, man. Kaifa Simeng. Letambul. And now I'm going crazy. And I'm on the phone with my mom because I know she loves me. I'm like, Ma, I've just saw Letambul. She's like, you are lying. I said, I'll send you a picture. I took a picture. Then we move on. And then he also, you know, like I'm so blessed. He also keeps on opening doors for me. Introducing me to different people. No, this is my boy. If you see this guy, it's me. Whatever he says, it's me. Then he says, hey, don't say the wrong thing. You get me in trouble. Then we move. Then now I'm getting the knowledge now with him and being around the environment of Universal Music. Then one day he says to me, I want you to sit in a meeting with me. I'm like, oh, okay. What kind of meeting? He's like, no, there's a conceptualization of bringing Def Jam into Africa. I didn't know who Def Jam was.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, no, sharp, no, I'll sit and I'll listen.
Yeah.
Hey, Carol. Culture shock. Americans.
Def Jam is American hip-hop music, right? Yeah.
That culture is different to us, né?
Absolutely, yeah.
There are words that fly around in official meetings that I can't repeat on your show. So we're sitting in this meeting and I was blown away. One person is saying, no. $100 million, I think it'll be good for like 2 years. Then we'll up it like for $250 million. And then, okay, Usher's coming into the country, Sipho. So, yes. And you know, now I'm dizzy now.
Yeah. 100 million, Usher's coming. Hey.
No, okay. Oh, actually, he's calling right now. Wait, Sipho, let me connect him. Press the button. Hey, Ash, please say hello.
Ash.
Yeah. Please hello to Sipho and his South African team there. Hey, yo, man, how you doing, Sipho? I'm like, what the hell? Like, yeah, I'm coming, Sipho, man, you know, but I'm not coming to perform, you know. I want to see Africa, you know, and do some different things. And I'm like, nah, Asha, is this Asha from Umlazi? Or is it the real Asha? Then he drops the call, and then the guy says, yeah, he's coming, you know, Sipho, please arrange everything, fine, thanks, pa, 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 pa. Then the next guy says, no, I've got the LA office, Sipho, on the line. They just want to talk to you about something. Hey, man. Now, royalties, mechanicals. Now my head is burning. I'm publishing. I'm like, what the hell are these guys talking about? Then, fast forward a bit. Migos is coming into the country. 2016. Ha. You know, Carol,
Yeah.
in life, there are defining moments in life.
Yeah.
There are moments where you are on the ledge. If you jump, you don't know the unknown down there. You don't know what's going to happen. If a tree is going to save you or you're going to land on grass. But if you stand on this ledge, it's comfortable here. I control the environment here. It's nice. There's air. If I turn around, I go into my car, I go home, have with my lovely wife. Beautiful wife, by the way. I've got a very beautiful wife, guys. Beautiful, beautiful. I've got my lovely wife. I've got my kids. But if I jump, I don't know. I might jump and then go into another world. Migos, 2016 is coming. Sipho calls me. He's saying, where are you? I said, I'm at home. He said, hey, bra, come here now. I get there. He says to me, we are partnering with the company, an independent label. We are bringing Migos to the country.
Big hip hop group.
I said, Sipho, which Migos are you talking about? Are you talking about Maskandi Migos? Or are you talking about
the mega hip hop crew?
Quavo, Takeoff, Offset?
Yeah.
He's like, no, Quavo, Takeoff, Offset. I'm like, Sipho, are you serious? He's like, I'm serious. He's like, I want you to be part of the crew. I don't know what you're going to do, but I just want you to be in the environment. Ibana. Now I'm like, okay, now I've arrived. I have never listened to so many Migos in my life. And then opportunity comes now. Migos has landed in South Africa. It's confirmed. He texts me. He says, Migos has landed. We are good. Hey. Now he says to me, okay, they want to have a studio session in Bryanston. I need you to organize studio food, you know, and all the other things. I'm like, Sipho, I'm organizing what for who? He says for Migos. I say, okay, sharp. We organize. Great guys, by the way.
Yeah. Great guys.
Just the other one that Cardi B one is not the one, but the other ones are great guys. So when the whole Migos and the organizing was happening, now I'm in the mix now. And then I get a nudge from a marketing manager of another brand I can't name because they're not sponsoring Carol Ofori. Those ones. He says to me, hey, bro, I love your sneakers. I'm like, no, sharp. He's like, hey, man, I've been looking for these sneakers for a very long time. I'm like, serious? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, hey, man, I've got my boy in Sentin. I called him. I said, do you have this? He says, yeah. I said, no, you can go to Sentin and buy them. He's like, you are lying, bro. I said, yeah. He said, no, I went to that exact same shop. They told me 6 months. You know, jokingly, I'm like, I'm the king of Joburg. So when you talk to the king, my brother, I got you. Not knowing who he was. Then he took my number. Then Monday he says to me, what do you do? Yeah. I said, no, I manage, I do this, I consult, I do this, I do turnaround strategies. And he's like, no, man, let's meet. There's something that we can do. Hey, we meet with this guy and we just clicked instantly. So he says to me, no, this is how you write a proposal to me. Write it like this. This is the format. And put in numbers. Do your research proper. And then I do research. And then, boom, I get this first deal, brand proposal. Then he says to me, the next one I'm not going to pay you. I said, why? He said, I want you to learn something about the power of association. Your logo next to my logo will open far more doors than what I can pay you. I said, okay. I didn't understand it at first. I was angry. I'm like, this guy, I've tasted the money now. Why is he doing this thing to me? You know? Then put in a company profile for myself, and it was the first one I put there. Put his logo, the company he worked for, I put my logo and a few other people. Then I sent it. Now I started sending this thing out. Hey, people are calling back faster now. Hey, Chief, you've worked with. I'm like, yeah. Like, no, let's do this thing. You know what you're doing. What do you need? No, I'm doing this APC. Like, sharp. No, let's go. How much do you need? I need this. Okay, hey, we don't have that much. Can we give you this much? I'll make it work. Okay, let's go. Power of association. Hey, now I'm seeing this concept now. Now I go back now to my archives. I nudge Mr. Lindas B. I'm like, hey, Chief, send me your logo here.
I want to see something.
I want to do something here. He's like, no problem. I call the office, Julie. Julie sends me the logo. I put it there, send it out. Hey, it comes back. Hey, bana. Okay, so the power of association is far more greater than the power of exchanging money, because the power of association is that you can take that thing further. With the power of money, you can pay me and it's a one-off.
Transaction done.
We're done. We'll go our separate ways. But if we grow this thing into a journey and to a partnership, to a JV, it lasts longer. Okay.
So was that the birth of Bayeni?
Yes. That day, birth of Bayeni. Then I went back to Sipho. I'm like, Chief, how many years I've been with you?
Yeah.
He says, 3 or 4. I'm like, I need an endorsement letter from Universal Music.
Yeah.
Like, no problem. Gives it to me. Take it, put it in the profile. Send it out. People are excited now. Now I'm starting to be a big deal in these streets. You work with Universal? Yeah, I know I work with Universal. Oh, damn. Okay, we need ABC. Oh, okay, sharp. No, I can do it. Oh, and now I'm like, okay, this thing is bigger than me. Consulting. There's another wing now out of consulting. This is where a company called Book Pro opened, but it's closed now. Then I say, okay, these creatives, who does their bookings?
Yeah.
And everybody, Carol had one booking agent, everyone in the industry before we came in. And I said with my then business partner, I said to him, let's open up a booking agency, but let's not make it exclusive. They can still keep their original booking agents, but they must just give us a mandate also to say you can look for gigs on my behalf and take 5, 10, whatever percent. I will get into the industry. We killed it.
Who were some of your top talents that you
DJ Sebi, Black Diamond, we had Lady Do, we had Muzim Tabela, we had Langa, Tozan Langa, Linda Spia. We had a lot.
Creme de la creme.
We had a lot. Ladlam Shunisi, Beast RSA, Tipsy. We had a lot. And this thing was working. But with money and visions, if we're not aligned, things crumble very easily.
Right.
My business partner had another vision for the company, which was on my mistake as well, that we didn't sit down and see if we're aligning. We just said, we're friends, let's do this thing.
Yeah.
So his vision was for something else.
Right.
My vision was for saying the African continent and the world.
Got you.
His was like, no, let's conquer South Africa. And let's
keep
just
it
be,
in Mzansi.
Yeah. And I'm like, I need a Rolls Royce. Like, I need a Bentley boy. Like, I need to be in Kloof. I need to be in Waterfall. I need to be at Sexy.
Right.
And, there was a bit of conflict, but he's still my brother to this day. Then mutually, we closed the company. We moved along. Then I went back to Bayeni. That's my baby. Went back to Bayeni, dusted the profile, approached a couple of people, put their logos on there, and then we moved. The one person who gave me access to the brand, and I've never done work with them, was Kanyimbao.
Oh.
She'll forever be my sister. She's the godmother to my children. So I explained to her, I said, I have this company, so I'm trying to... She said, you are talking too much. What do you need from me, Chief? I said, I read your photos, your bio, and this. Like, okay. She called someone, and that person sent it to me. Wow. I said, let's go. And then we moved, and then we done, we did a lot. Six Bantwini, Nandimatita, Dr. Tomi, Mikos, we did a lot with Bayeni. Then Now Book Pro is closed. Bayeni is back to thriving now. I get into an interview, which they blindsided me on. Hey, those people, they blindsided me. Get into the interview. Interview starts. We are friends, we're talking. Then the lady says to me, "You've made so much money for the industry and through creatives. What have you done to give back?" And the thing hit me. I'm like, what have I done? And I'm trying to justify, when you are eating hot potatoes. I'm trying to justify now. No, I did this for Carol. I bought her water. I did this. I washed the car. It's like, no, tangible things. What have you done? I sat. And I was devastated after the interview. And I told my team, I said, I'm never doing interviews ever again. I'd rather die before I do an interview. My team says, "Hey, boss, it's going to be impossible because, people want to know the story." I'm like, I don't care. They'll wait for the book. Then I get home and I speak to my wife. I'm devastated. Wives, Carol, you guys you have superpowers, but you don't know. You say one thing and it wakes us up.
Yeah.
We might not tell you, but it wakes us up. Then my wife says to me, "But yeah, Chief, what have you done?" They're not attacking. They're asking a question, "What have you done?" Then I said, "No, I bought Carol water and I washed the car." She's like, "No, what have you done to give back, like a CSI or whatever?" And then she turns around and she said, "You've been a master at this thing, man. Do something for Africa." That's how AfriMasterclass came about. Then I sat and I prayed about it, called my sister because my sister is my comforter, she's my pillow. My sister says, do something, man, AfriMasterclass. I form AfriMasterclass. Now, I formed this thing. I tried bringing it home first. Disclaimer to KZN. It's never been here. Tried bringing it home. I got so much red tape. And I was like, guys, let me just leave this thing. It's pointless. Doesn't make sense. I'm bringing this thing for free. You're not paying anything.
And this is a masterclass series with industry experts.
Yes. I'm giving knowledge to the young ones who are coming up so they don't make the mistakes that we've made, you know, and look out for things in contracts, how to negotiate. Devastated. I'm driving back to Joburg. I'm on the phone with my wife and I say, "Yo, baby, this thing has happened. Durban doesn't see the vision." Like, no, God will make a way. Drop the phone. My friend Trigmatic from Ghana calls me. And he's like, "Hey, Chief, where are you?" I'm like, "No, I'm driving back to Joburg from..." He's like, "No, I've just landed in Joburg." I'm like, "I'll see you in a couple of hours." We meet, we talk. And he says to me, "In Ghana, we are struggling. We have one collecting agency that collects for everything. And artists don't know how to apply, don't know how to collect. How are they collecting? What they're collecting?" And I say to him, I've developed something called AfriMasterclass to address those things. He's like, "Then why don't you bring it to Ghana?" I'm like, "I don't have money." He said, "I didn't ask if you have money. I just said, why don't you bring it to Ghana?" I said, "Okay, let's do it." He said, "Next month." I said, "Okay, let's go." Ghana Tourism Authority, Ministry of Ghana, called them, had a call. I explained the vision. They're like, "We need that thing. Don't bring anything, just bring your clothes. Give us logo of your brand. We'll do banners, we'll do everything. Come." Went to Ghana. It was at the mall. I can't remember the name of the mall. There's a movie theater. We did it in there. I've never seen so many people in my life coming to hear people speak. Now, there's a proof of concept now.
Right.
Now I come back home, Carol. "Chief, here's this thing.
Yeah.
Here's the videos. Here's the picture."
And it's worked in Ghana. Yeah.
I know, man. This thing, comrade. We need comrades on that panel, man. I'm like, "No, it's not about that. It's no, Chief. We need that." I'm saying, "Okay, sharp." Frustrated again. A deputy minister of arts and culture in Zambia was on a holiday and he attended. Get a call from them.
They keen.
They're like, "When are you bringing it to us?" I said, "I'm bringing it next month." They said, "Sharp, somebody will call you." They partnered me with Mozo TV, the equivalent to SAPC this side.
Right, in Zambia.
In Zambia. Mozo, hey man, what do you need? I need this, I need this, I need this. Everything was ticked. Got to the auditorium. Hey, you know, when an auditorium takes about 500 people and outside there's like 1,005 still waiting to come in. And I'm like, hey, bana.
There's a clear need.
There's a need for this thing now. Hey, I speak standing ovation as usual, you know, because I'm the great. Standing ovation just by sharing my story. And then come back home again, Carol.
And the struggle
KZN.
again.
I've
Yeah.
done it in Zambia now, guys. No. We'll look into it. Go back home. Get to Joburg. Joburg, I've got this thing. Joburg is like, we've got Constitutional Hill. Go do it there. We'll give you the venue for free. We'll cater for the kids. We'll provide transport. We'll provide technical. We'll pay the people who are doing technical. Just do this thing. We need it. Hey, man, I do it. And I'm like, I tell my team, I'm like, I'm going to Durban for the very last time to ask them to do this thing. If they don't now, I'm quitting this thing with Durban. I'm just going everywhere because we're planning to go to Texas. Carol, hey, I come home again now. I've done 4 now. Guys. I know, no. Then I told my team, I said, I know I'm leaving this thing. Get back home. Pumalanga calls. Oh, Chief, there was a South African who attended the Zambia leg. We need the thing here.
Wow.
Artists are struggling for this thing. And people who are bringing this thing to us want artists to pay. Artists don't have money.
Yeah.
Artists don't have money. But you are saying it's for free. We can cover A, B, C for you. I'm like, sharp, I'm going. Funny enough, today, I was sitting with Mlondi. Today, I get a text from somebody from UKZN. And they're like, hi, I'm so sorry. We see this thing. Why haven't you brought it? And then I'm like, no, I've tried bringing it to KZN through the arts and culture structures.
Yeah.
They're like, no, leave that thing. We need it here at UKZN.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah? They're like, no, we need it here.
Yeah.
Because what people don't understand about this thing, Carol, it gives you, if I have tripped over a speed hump, I can tell you, Carol, slow down. You know, by that corner, there's a speed hump. If you are going at this speed, you will trip. And we teach kids where the money is.
And how to make it.
Because kids still think money is in the music. There's no money in that thing.
It's a business.
R9.99 for a song. iTunes. Can't even buy bread. R9.99.
It's tough. It leads me to my next question. So we've unpacked quite holistically your journey. It's been a very colorful one, and one that I realize a lot of themes run through. You know, having someone who just sees you, believes in you, and wants to see you grow, which I think is so important. A lot of young people don't have mentors or people that want to help them along on their journey. But I guess from all the things that you've experienced, what would you say has been your proudest moment?
The masterclass.
Yeah, AfriMasterclass.
AfriMasterclass. That's my proudest moment.
You're giving back.
Yes, we've done great things in this industry, Carol. I know sometimes people downplay our contribution in this industry and what we have done and what we have given. But I'd like to say to those people, I was nominated and won top 100 personalities on the African continent.
Wow.
On the African continent, there are 1.3 billion people. In South Africa, there are 60 million people. I was nominated and won top 100 iconic personalities in Africa.
It's amazing.
And I've never won not one award at home or recognized.
Yeah.
But getting back to the masterclass, that's my proudest moment.
Yeah.
You know, like when I go to sleep and I have troubles, I just think about that thing. Like now I'm running around. my brother was asking me, hey, bro, it seems like you're doing everything yourself. I'm like, yes, I'm doing everything myself. Because I want this vision to be a certain way.
Yeah.
And then give it to the young people to run with it. But I want the foundation of it to be a certain way.
Right.
Because everybody who approaches me wants to monetize. I'm like, it's not about money. For me, it's about knowing there's a guy in Soweto who knows, good, okay, I have a camera. What can I do for this thing to put bread on my table?
So that would lead me then to this question. What's your bigger dream?
There's a lot. But the bigger dream is for the creative economy to pay creatives what they're worth.
And it's a beautiful dream. And I think it's a dream that can be realized in your lifetime. I really do.
Pray so.
I really do. Now, Zamani, your journey from Umlazi R section, from washing toilets as just a child to being a taxi driver and nearly losing your life, to being taken under the wing of influential people who believed in your talent, and to you starting your own business and now giving back not only to South Africa but to the continent. Your story is about resilience and success.
Yes.
But my big question to you is, what does the comeback mean to you?
The comeback for me means that black child, it's possible. It's possible, Carol. I'm not Leonard. I have a matric which I think I passed by a hair thread. But what God has been able to do in my life, it's possible, Carol. That's the comeback for me. Can come back from anything in life. Anything, Carol. If I had to tell you what I've been through, Carol, in my life to get to where I am, there are not enough tissues here for all of us here. That's what the comeback means to me. You can come back from anything in life. As long as you work hard, treat people right, treat people with respect, and don't forget to pray. Prayer is my biggest weapon. My biggest weapon.
Well, Zamani, thank you so much for sharing your story of grit, of growth, of determination. Your journey is the epitome of the comeback. So thank you again for sharing your story. So powerful.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Carol. And just one last thing when we are closing. I want to give you your flowers while you still can smell them. You know, back from Kaya 947 and all those other radio stations, I still say now, in our era, in our time, there's no female broadcaster like you.
Oh, wow.
No one.
Thank you.
Respect to the other ladies doing their stuff, great. But for me personally, when I listen to your interviews, Nonkosana, you know, and all these international people, and I'm like, Carol is actually holding her own. You did your research, you know about them, there's empathy, you talk to them. And when you talk to them, you don't talk to them like an interviewer to interview. You talk to them like a family, or you know. And there are those pauses that you do. Even when I listen on your show, I've got the app on my phone. Even when you do those pauses, I'm like, oh, okay. Now she's getting us thinking now. Even when she's doing the book for the kids, the way she puts it out there, it's got empathy, you know. And people don't have that in our industry anymore. They don't. So I want to give you your flowers.
Thank you.
Today, while you can still smell them. And I pray uNkulunkulu takes you to bigger heights. I'd love for one day to have your own radio station.
Yes.
Your own radio station.
To God's ears.
Own your own voiceover company. The kids' book must be a movie. Playing on Netflix, Prime, Showmax. Everywhere around the world, they must know that book.
Thank you.
And you must have millions and millions in your bank account.
Love that part.
Millions and millions in your bank account.
Wow.
And Mr. Ofori must treat you well.
Yes.
Or else we will visit you, my point. We will visit with my taxi friends.
not your taxi friend, Zamani Ndimande. Thank you so much for your time. We really do appreciate. What a beautiful conversation. Now, if you know someone who needs to hear this episode, please share it with them. And don't forget to follow The Comeback with Carol Ofori so you never miss another story. And of course, I'll see you next time.
The Comeback with Carol Ofori is an East Coast Radio podcast.